Hey, welcome back to ABTG, the only place on the internet where we try to figure out whether movies or TV shows are absolute bullshit, true greatness, or something somewhere in between. This is the Academy approved rating spectrum that we use, and today we are talking about a movie that I honestly never thought would have existed maybe 10 years ago, and yet here we are. We are talking about the ninth Fast and Furious movie, the ninth movie in the Fast saga. Or should we call it by its real title, F9? Alright, let's go. Let's jump into this. Most of you probably don't know this or don't suspect this, but I am indeed a Fast and Furious fan. I have been so ever since, I think, the second one. I never saw the first one until the second one came out, and I think I saw the second one before the first one. Point is, as a child, I very much enjoyed cars and racing and all of that, and I never really got into cars and became like a car person, but I still keep my love for the films. And of course, you know, as time went by, all of these movies came out and I was disappointed by the third, I was disappointed by the fourth. Fast 5 became probably one of my favorite movies of all time because legit, even if you think Fast and Furious is garbage, Fast 5 is just a solid action film. It's a great heist movie. It's a fun ride. It introduces my boy Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's great. But today we're talking about Fast 9. There is no plot, really, that I can go over. Okay, one sentence plot is there's an evil bad guy that wants to take control of a weapon that will be able to hack and take control of every single thing that runs on code in the world. So everything that runs on ones and zeros, this villain will be able to control, and thus they will control the weapons of the planet, and they will become like an evil overlord. The team that make up the Fast, I suppose, or the Furious team, or however the fuck you want to call them, they have to stop the guy. Also, one of the villains, as usual, isn't really a villain. That's the plot. And that's honestly as much as I can reveal without getting into spoilers, because most of the rest of the movie is actually not driven by that plot specifically. It's more either flashbacks to main characters of the franchise, or it's involving characters from previous movies, so it would spoil the previous movies to talk about them. Yeah. At this point, Fast and Furious is no longer just standalone films. Every movie just kind of feels like the next episode in this ongoing series that we're all watching, or at least some of us are watching. So how to describe my feelings without spoiling anything? First of all, you have to understand that what I love about the Fast and Furious franchise is not so much the art form. It's not how brilliantly crafted the movies are. It's not how absolutely wonderfully written they are. It's not even about, I suppose, the performances or anything. It really is just the characters that I have either become accustomed to or that I have just learned to love over the years. And so all of the characters that are in Fast and Furious and all of their adventures are what I like to see. Of course, ever since maybe Fast 6, things got really out of hand. Fast 5 I will always use as a reference point because Fast 5 is kind of out of hand, but it's not exaggerated. It's also still kind of about cars and not about the super spy agency kind of game that we're in now, because now it's no longer about the world of cars and speed. The films are thrillers or action spy thrillers that just so happen to have fast cars in them. That being said, every time a Fast and Furious movie comes out now, and this includes Hobbs and Shaw, the spin-off, my reactions are either quite positive or quite negative, and there's no in between. Like, it's either a strong yes or a strong no, but then I still appreciate the franchise as a whole, if that makes sense somehow. So yes, I was expecting to come out of this either thinking, no, it's garbage, I hate it, it's like Fate of the Furious, or I was thinking, oh my god, it's genius, they've created a masterpiece like Fast 5, and somehow, in their reach for absolute excess, in their reach for absolute ridiculousness, they have managed to actually encompass both ends of the spectrum in the same film. I am bewildered. I'm not kidding. There is so much to love in this movie and so much to hate. They've done something that I've wanted Fast and Furious to do for quite a while now. I wasn't expect Fast 9 to do it. I was really thinking that they were going to keep this for Fast 10. Though I predict here and now today that Fast 10 will feature a race on the moon. But yeah, there's so much good and so much amazing things that have been done, I think, both in the story and in the stunts. So, talking about the stunts, talking about the ridiculousness of the things that they pull off, I think that ignoring the laws of physics or kind of ignoring how real life works is something that's used to the advantage of F9 really, really well, and it enables us to have these just amazing stunts and these amazing, ridiculous car chases, even though I think that most of the car chases themselves aren't the best we've had in the franchise. It's more the climactic finales or the payoffs to said chases that were really good. From a storytelling standpoint, what I was talking about is there are multiple elements that have been layered into the Fast and Furious franchise and the story of our characters. For example, Dominic Toretto, that we've kind of heard about, but that we've never actually seen. And it was really cool to go back and kind of visually document, if you will, those events. Yes, those events have been completely blown out of proportion. Also, there's a character that dies, but that didn't die, but that did die. Like, every few movies, they take us back to the same event, and they're like, but no, this is actually what happened. But no, this is actually what happened. And as much as it is ridiculous, it's really fun, and I think that this kind of excess works very well. On the other hand, we also have the excess that I do not like. For example, the franchise is getting meta. And God, do I not like that. It was way more fun to watch and appreciate Fast and Furious when they were kind of oblivious to the fact that they were a joke. Whereas now, on screen, there were many, many jokes about, oh, if this were a movie, it would happen this way. Oh, it feels like we're superheroes because we're never getting hurt. Or, oh, haven't you noticed that every few years we get into these absolutely preposterous situations? Ha ha ha. I don't like the franchise getting meta like that. I would prefer the franchise to at least keep up the appearance of being completely oblivious to how the world perceives them. It's not fun for the Fast and Furious movies to make fun of themselves. I think that kind of kills some of the vibe of it. The fact that it was just so outlandish and ridiculous, but that it was always taken so seriously, I think that was part of the charm, and we kind of lost it. The second thing that I find kind of ridiculous is all of the hacking elements. Now, the hacking elements came in a few movies earlier with the introduction of characters like Cypher or Ramsey, and you know, it's not that I hate these characters or God no, I don't hate the actors. It's really just I don't think that the hacking part of the storyline is what makes it work. So yeah, I just don't think that the excess of the hacking elements is something that works in this movie's favor, and I just don't think that the spy game works too well anymore either. It was a fun little kind of side quest, I guess, for one of the films, but I think it's becoming quite redundant at this point. And yeah, if this movie didn't have all of the flashback elements and so many, I guess, nostalgic elements to past outings, I don't think it would have worked as well. This is ridiculous. I'm doing a full-blown analysis of a Fast and Furious movie. Never in my entire life would I think I would be doing something like this. Look, the performances are what they are. You don't go to a Fast and Furious movie to see just outstanding performances. Everyone does a good job at being who they are. The characters are pretty simple. Everyone gains immediate superpowers or upgraded superpowers as every film comes out. Except Ramsey, they put in an effort here where they actually have a line where she mentions that she doesn't know how to drive, although she immediately learns how to drive a truck stick shift at high speeds in the middle of a city. I guess she gets the upgrade on screen rather than in between movies, so that's new. In terms of character arcs, there were basically none. No, they really try and do something with Dom, our protagonist, and one of the main villains. It's not, you know, brilliant storytelling. Most of what happens in a Fast and Furious movie anyway at this point is just to get you to the next over-the-top scene, which is fine. I love it. I love it that way. Were the stunts as good as usual? Well, it's kind of what I was saying earlier. A lot of the actual car chases and the car chasing, I don't think they were as good as usual. And this is bizarre, but I think it's mainly down to the direction. I didn't find the directing as good when it came to the action scenes as in previous outings. I don't know, it was less easy to read what was going on. The climaxes for every chase, however, yes, They were brilliant. It is disappointing that when they do something new, they have to literally point it out to the audience by having a character say, oh, that was new. The music is, as always, you know, what it is. The score itself serves the purpose of being a score, and then of course they use trendy tracks. There are plenty of cameos from famous people in the film industry or the music industry that pop up in this, as usual. Some are absolutely outstanding actors, and you kind of wonder why they're in this thing, but it's so great to have them here. Some of them aren't actors at all and give you the most stupid performances, and yet it all works somehow. This franchise manages to balance all of this. I was gonna say gracefully. I don't think gracefully is the correct word to use for a Fast movie. Nothing is graceful in Fast. I guess that's it. That's all there is to say about this. In conclusion, is it a good movie? I'll get back to you on that. It was fun enough. I do have one major complaint though, is I don't know who this movie was made for, which is bizarre. Because up until now, Fast and Furious movies have been very clearly made for every single person on this planet. The movies are very open in the sense that they seem very welcoming. It's like everyone can come and watch this movie, everyone can come and appreciate it. And whether you appreciate it sincerely or on an ironic level, you're coming here, you're making fun of the movie, it doesn't matter. The objective is just for you to have fun. This movie, however, the fact that it used and banked on so many elements that have been existing in the franchise for either the entire run or just multiple movies, kind of makes it harder, I think, for someone new to come in. Like, if you were to come in raw to Fast 9, I don't think it works. And an example of this would be the opening sequence, and I'm going to spoil the first minute of the movie, I'm sorry, but the opening sequence opens on a Toretto helmet with a driver in a NASCAR. And as a Fast and Furious fan, you immediately know that that's not Vin Diesel. You know that's not Dom. You immediately know that that's his father. And at no point do you even ever question it until the camera gives you a slow zoom in onto the helmet, and then all of a sudden it hits you like, oh my god. Are they trying to trick people into thinking that this is Vin Diesel? And so here's the thing. Yes, they are trying to trick people into thinking it's Vin Diesel, but who the fuck are they trying to trick? The reason why I know, by the way, that they were trying to trick people is because only after the reveal that it is not Vin Diesel in the car, they put in the date. They put in 1989. If you know about Fast and Furious, you are not tricked. But someone that has never seen a Fast and Furious, why would you want to trick them? They don't know. They don't care. It doesn't matter to them one speck if it's gonna be Vin Diesel taking off the helmet or not. So it's kind of an odd decision to do that. So yeah, this movie I feel like is one of the only ones that didn't know who it was targeted at. It was trying to mix in too much excessive nostalgia with too much excessive over-the-top for everybody stunts. And that is ultimately its downfall. As much as it is what elevates it, strangely, beyond something like Fate. Alright, that's enough. Realistically, I can't give this anything on the higher end of our beautiful spectrum here, even if I'm a fan of the franchise. Look, the movie is average, and if it were to be compared to the other Fast Saga movies, it's probably on the lower end, though not on the lowest end, simply because I do think that some of that nostalgia worked, and some of those past stories that were explored were actually quite interesting. There you go. That's it. That's my Fast and Furious 9 review. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Ride or die, motherfuckers. I'll see you next time.